I'm I'm sure when we start talking about this, there's a lot that's gonna be coming out about this movie.
What makes
Is
you say
there?
that?
I don't have the nostalgia that you two have.
Oh, you know what I have nostalgia for?
What
Saying
do you
this.
have
Ladies
nostalgia
and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and squirrels, welcome to one of many podcasts on planet God dang Earth, where we review anything and everything as long as it's on Joey's dumb, stupid, arbitrary list of things that have comic books and or video games and or
Oh,
just
see,
nerd-related things.
that's not true because this movie we're watching today was not on my list. This is a special request for your birthday, which is
That's
tomorrow.
true. It is allegedly at some point going to be my birthday at the time that this
Day after
drops.
this episode releases.
The day after. Oh wow, I will be holding a pop-up at that point.
Oh,
Is
The day after.
that what you
of
call
my
it now? As
birthday.
a pop up?
Yep, that's what I listen. I've always called it that. All right, first off, and hopefully you two have made the journey there to sample my new menu that I'm working on as more ways to hold myself accountable to ensure that I actually do this thing that I've been saying I'm going to do for months. We're at time of recording less than a month away, and I'm just now finally like testing recipes. So we're making great progress.
love it.
Yeah,
Love it.
yeah.
yeah.
If you know me, there's one thing I'm good at. It's last minute just pulling a bunch of shit out of my
We're
ass.
literally just talking about that.
Yeah, and how much I hate doing it.
Yeah.
I have been the person that's done this introduction. I am Chuck. Let me turn down my headphones a little bit. There we go. And I'm joined once again by my comrade, my cohort, the CEO, editor-in-chief of the Comic Book Rundown, and most importantly, a man who definitely doesn't like children. I think we have to really specify that pretty hard on this show as a disclaimer. Because I've said, I've been listening to the archives. Head over to the archives over at professionalcasual.com. Holy shit. He doesn't like kids. Everyone stop tweeting us. Thank you. I'm Chuck. And that's Joe. And Ron's here. Hi, Ron.
Hey, everybody.
Beautiful introduction. Beautiful.
Thank you. Joey actually hates kids so much that he will beat your kid up for $10 and half a meatball sub.
I mean, I would do it for the meatball sub, but $10.
Yeah, so you don't even have to give him the $10.
That's true. Yeah,
Hey,
actually, having meatball subs free.
he'll actually do it for free if you make the snowball.
That's true.
Oh.
Or the
So-
foam sword.
There was one point in time where we had made a snowball this big, like no joke, this big, and my youngest son was maybe 7 or 8 at the time. Picks it up, overhand throws it, and like knocks him off his feet and onto his back. It was fucking hilarious.
It was great.
Good times.
Those were the
So
days.
because this is an audio podcast, Joey made a snowball that was the size of a tire and proceeded to hurl it at a small child and concuss this.
Yeah, pretty much.
Fantastic. See, Joey's doing God's work out here.
No, actually, the funniest thing about it is it hit him, knocked him off his feet, and he was fine. We had to dig him out of like the 3 feet of snow that encompassed him after the snow hit him, but other than that, he was fine.
Yeah, as one does.
Much
It's great.
to Joey's detriment because he was really hoping it was going to put him out.
I mean, I was trying. It's you gotta teach them kids young.
That's true. Joey, what do we watch?
We watched Street Fighter from 1994.
Hell yeah, we watched Street Fighter from 1994.
Like I said, this was a birthday gift for you, Chuck, because you asked for it.
I did ask for it. You want to know why I asked for it, Joey?
Why?
This is truly my Batman Returns. 100% my actual Batman Returns for you. This was I believe, this is definitely the first full movie I ever went to and sat through at the theaters.
Okay.
This has all nostalgia for me. I unapologetically love this movie, and I think that it is not let me give my old preface here. This is a fantastic movie. It is not a Street Fighter movie. The only thing it has in relation to it are the names of characters. and setting and stuff like that. But the actual plot and storyline of this movie is nothing like the actual Street Fighter game, right?
Yeah.
We all know this. There are a few caveats that you need to know before you get into this review of me gushing about it for an hour and everybody else shitting on it. One, this movie was created because they were trying to sell toys. They had just released a 3 3/4 inch run because at the time that this movie came out, Street Fighter 2 was the biggest game ever.
Yeah.
It essentially revitalized and saved arcades because people were actually going and playing in arcades again. It completely may have created the fighting genre, like arcade style.
Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter were around the same time. Mortal Kombat, the arcade game, was like 92, 93.
Okay.
Actually, hold on. I think it was 91, which is when around the time the first Street Fighter hit.
Mm-hmm.
And then Mortal Kombat 2 and Street Fighter 2, agreeable, they revitalized the genre, that arcade and the fighting style for both of those titles.
And I can tell
Street
you
Fighter
that,
came out in 91 and Mortal Kombat came out in 92.
Okay, so yeah,
Okay.
I was all right.
Yeah, but nobody talks about the first Street Fighter game because it wasn't that good.
Yeah,
It only
same with
had-
Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. Well, Mortal Kombat a little bit more so because it was on consoles.
Well, that, and they also had the whole
Hey,
blood thing, and
Yeah, it was
But-
gratuitously violent for its time. So like that's why people talked about it. It wasn't so much because it was a good game. People played it because it was violent.
Yeah.
And I can tell you from like my experiences of growing up in this era as a child, my mom wouldn't let me play Mortal Kombat, but she let me play Street Fighter. So I loved Street Fighter so much more because of that. It had rich characters. It had interesting. What little plot there was like really cool, and so they had released a 3 3/4 inch. Hasbro had released a 3 3/4 inch
G.I.
action
Joe.
figures to go along with G.I. Joe that essentially were reskins of the original like G.I. Joe run because G.I. Joe was kind of gotten stale. They were releasing tanks that was never in the game. They were releasing characters that like had guns and weapons that never really had.
They should have had a car that pieces broke off of. That would have been awesome.
right?
Yeah, honestly, like that would have been really cool. They didn't have that. They had like literally repainted and redecoed G.I. Joe tanks and planes and ships and stuff. So they had to have a reason to sell the toys. Thus, this movie was made. Also put into this, that Hasbro was just like, hey, during editing, they're like, hey, this guy in the back, who's that? And they're like, oh, it's just nobody. They're like, okay, cool. Can we make that Dalsim then? Or can we make that? Can we make this guy Sagat instead? And so like, as just ways to like kind of rechange and so they had to do a bunch of reshoots and a bunch of rewrites.
Well, I would say it was probably also because that way they could add more characters to their lineup and their toys.
100%. Which was stupid because half those characters then didn't even come out or didn't even look like the action figures. Now they did what?
Oh, so did any of these characters in the movie? I never played the game, so I don't really understand a lot of these characters, and I don't think all the characters in the movie were in the second game. Could be wrong, but did these characters come into the series later on? Like T-Hawk, was T-Hawk part of?
T-Hawk was an original character.
Was he? Okay.
Yeah. T-Hawk was an original character actually. So what had actually happened was when they originally wrote the movie, they had 7 characters that they wanted to focus on.
Okay.
Gali, Bison, Zangief, Balrog, Honda, I want to say, Chun-Li, and there was one more. It wasn't Cammy. Cammy was never originally in this movie. She ended up getting casted later on, like 2 weeks before. Oh, Ryu Ken. Ryu and Ken also not what they were originally supposed to be.
Okay.
They rewrote those characters. But you can also the general or colonel or something under Gali in this movie, the Asian guy,
Yeah, the Japanese guy.
yeah, he originally tried to be tried out for Ryu.
Yeah, I read that in the thing.
And didn't get it because he struggled with the dialogue. So they recasted the guy who ended up getting Ryu's spot 2 weeks before they started shooting got it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So like they kind of were like setting themselves up for failure as it was. This part about this. This is during the height of Jean-Claude Van Damme's cocaine fiend usage, that he was going through $10,000 a day in cocaine during the shooting of the movie. And it
must have been making some mad bank. Oh,
Dude,
Yo.
I read in the IMDb that yes, he was smack dab in the middle of this. They gave him a handler to try and get him onto set because he would not come. He would just not show up, or he would show up late. And the handler apparently was a really bad influence on Van Damme as well.
Yeah,
So,
he was kind of his dealer almost.
Completely off subject, except for the Jean-Claude Van Damme thing. So I found out today that Guile's character in the game was based off of a character from JoJo's Bizarre Adventures.
Are you shitting me?
No, dead serious.
Yeah.
Like the way that he looks, like the hair and the outfit and everything, is this character from JoJo's Bizarre Adventures, who's a German guy. So you have this American you have a Belgian playing an American soldier who is based on a German Nazi, basically.
That's fun.
I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah, that tracks. That makes sense. But who I can never remember the guy's name. But the guy who played Bison.
Raul.
Julia.
Julia.
Yeah.
It's Gomez.
So Gomez. So he looks nothing like himself in this movie because he had just had stomach cancer and had stomach cancer surgery. That when they put his uniform on him, they were like, it doesn't even fit him anymore. And so there was a famous line that the director said was, make sure that Raul's on his meds and make sure that Van Damme's off of them. Because that's how fucking crazy this movie was to shoot. They ended up putting Annie in it last minute because they wanted to incorporate. Dalsim was never supposed to be in it. They put him in as like the
doctor, and then he got his hair burnt off at the end of it, and he still had the collar and stuff.
That's how, because he wore he had like a skull like necklace in the game, and he was bald because he was Indian. So like, and did yoga. Like his whole martial art was yoga, so he could like super stretch himself. And they even try to imply that he like gets elongated from like the transformation and stuff, which is horrible. Like it's so bad. But like E Honda, I want to say maybe, I think E Honda was supposed to be in it, but he wasn't supposed to be the camera guy or whatever. Balrog is actually pretty accurate. He's a boxer in the game, and his hair is like looks like that and stuff. Chung Lee's not a reporter. They make her a reporter in this.
Yeah, so. That one was.
But Agent May looked fucking hot as hell. All right.
Oh yeah, Ming-Na Wen is she was like
still smoking
at
hot.
This point in time when they made the film. Maybe
she's 50 something now. I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, so that tracks.
I think she's either just turning 50 or she's just past 50 or something like that. But
I think she's just past.
But
50.
Either way, dude, I would still take her down.
I mean, yeah, Ming-Na Wen is beautiful.
Everybody was ridiculously attractive in this movie.
Cammy was.
I was really disappointed in Cammy, to be honest with you.
Oh, really? She grew. I don't know.
No, they're wrong. She was cute and stuff, but like
you were just mad you didn't see her boobs.
Actually, I was mad that I didn't see her ass.
Yeah, fair.
You got to see it. So the background that I.
Are you talking about the final scene?
Yeah, where they're all posing in their poses.
Like I wanted their real junk in the trunk. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like.
Get off,
like E Honda's tits, except for her ass. No.
No, I didn't realize that she was a legit actress. That she'd been acting for a while.
She's a singer or something, isn't she?
I thought she was just a singer. First time I saw her acting was in a Doctor Who Christmas special back in 2005 or something.
Is she in anything other than this?
Probably. I didn't really look.
I was like, because this is the only thing I've ever seen her in. And then I looked her up naked, and she's not too bad looking. But
that's fair.
Yeah,
shocking. You looking
at listen, he's doing the important research right here.
Look, okay. Elite 8 Showdown had their research monkeys. All right.
Yeah, they're terrible.
There's only one thing that I research, unless we're in the middle of the show, in which case I'll look up whatever you say. But
then,
but prior to that, it's what the main characters look like naked.
Exactly.
That's fair.
So, with that being said, we can get into this. But if you want to go watch this movie, because I do highly recommend watching it. I'm not even mad. I like Joe $4 more. You know what I mean? Like, because I got to watch this movie.
Here's the thing. Like, this was my first time watching this movie. Like, I've never seen this movie before. And I've always heard that, one, it was not a great movie, and two, it was a bad movie to be Raul Julia's final movie.
Yeah.
He did a fucking awesome job.
He kills it in this movie.
Crushed this.
Yeah.
And I think the problem is like everybody takes this movie too seriously because Street Fighter players take Street Fighter too seriously, which is also like Street Fighter is inherently a joke. Like that's the whole thing. It's kind of like very meta to like the silliness of Kung Fu and stuff. So like the idea that like people took this movie seriously was like ridiculous. The humor is so good when you just kind of like sit back and just watch it,
dude,
and let it exist.
I put this in the group chat that Zangief. I mean,
quick,
turn me around on the movie, but turn me around on Zangief. Like his portrayal, was awesome. It was great because he was such an idiot, and I loved it.
Which he kind of is in the game. Like he's all about muscle spirit and Russia and all these things, and it's just like he's a goof.
Dude, I love at the end of the movie where he's like,
"Wait, a strong wrestler. Like that's
we're not the good
idea.
guys."
Yeah,
yeah.
So he questions his whole morality, and so speaking of the ending, there, I had a very Emperor's New Groove moment when him and Honda were fighting, and then he gets like Honda goes running off. He meets up with DJ, like because DJ comes running through with the case, tells him that we're basically the bad guys, and Zangief's like, he says the line like we're the bad guys, and then he ends up being at the very end holding the door open. Like, how did he get there? And it just reminded me of Kronk and Yzma falling down the cliff or whatever, and then ending up back in the lab before Kuzco.
It's because he knew the actual ways to get out. They were still lost in the maze of trying to get out.
We're talking about Zangief here, who apparently didn't realize he was part of the bad guys.
He didn't know he's a bad guy, but he still knew where he was at, okay?
I don't know. I still love the character. He was still awesome.
Zangief, so I main Zangief. Like, Zangief is my favorite character. So, like, I love and appreciate him in this movie. I think Vega's all right. I mean, Vega's cool. Vega's the guy with the mask and the claw hand, which is, like, very... I think is he supposed to be from Thailand in this movie? I think he's French in the game. Because he's like blonde and stuff. I think he's supposed to be French in the game, if I remember. Sagat, also one of my favorite characters. He's fine. He's like a winds dealer or whatever in this, but like he's a giant bald man who has like a dope scar and he does like Thai kickboxing. That's like his main like style. He does like tiger strike and tiger knee and stuff like that. So like he doesn't really fight all that much in the movie, and he's really short. He's like a giant man in the game, and like he's a little tiny dude in this. E Honda is a Japanese sumo, like, and he's like Hawaiian in this, which is like a little weird. But
they couldn't find a Japanese character or Japanese sumo wrestler to play him, so they had to get a fat Hawaiian to play him instead.
Yeah, there's not like a fucking island of them or anything.
See,
like
they were supposed to hire a sumo, and they hired a Samoan instead.
Yeah, but like that almost
Samoan.
feels more racist because like. They're two very different things, but you know how often that probably actually happens. Like they're just like, oh, we need a big
like,
Asian dude.
Well, in the 90s, they just didn't give a shit, right?
Yeah,
that's true. That's true. I mean, this was Jean-Claude Van Damme's like just being Jean-Claude. You know how they always say like, oh, you just want the full Cage when we're talking about Nicolas Cage movies. This was like full tilt Van Damme, like it's like. Out of nowhere ridiculous. Just like he's like, oh, if I got something for him, and then like does the like like FU arm thing to show off his like tattoo and stuff, which was actually a Gali thing. But
which I thought I recognized that move. Yes, I recognize what the meaning of it is, but I thought I recognized that move from like stills, or I know the most recent Street Fighter has been getting a lot of praise, and they've been showing like the poses from everybody on like TikTok and on TikTok, but then making it to Instagram because that's where I see it. Because I don't,
All right.
on TikTok very often.
Yeah, I know.
Uh-huh. I don't know what I was going. Oh, just that big opening scene where he does all that. He's like, I got something for that guy. Dude, you're on TV. That's like, what are you doing?
He doesn't care. That's the whole point.
I,
He works for the AN. Definitely
Dude,
not the UN.
no,
Like, what the fuck happened to his hair, though?
yeah, why was it orange? That was like when I tried.
Why
dyeing my
wasn't
hair
it
tried
this
to-
blonde.
fucking tall and this fucking wide?
Because he didn't want to look ridiculous.
Look
And
at
that was
the-
the closest thing. If you look,
The-
his
the
hair
movie
changes
poster.
color various times
Oh,
throughout
yeah.
the movie.
But also, if you look at the one of the posters for the movie, they drew like the like art drawn ones or whatever. Let me see if I can find it.
Very clearly like dark.
Well, it's
But by the end of it, it goes like full blonde. Like they like progressively got it blonder.
Well, here's the thing. I believe.
Can you
Yup.
see?
Yeah,
That's about right.
Like
flat
they actually gave him the tall hair in that.
so here's my thinking, because I did read, because Raul was very weak and just got done with his stomach cancer treatments. The director pushed all of his scenes first.
Yeah.
Also because Van Damme was being a dick and not getting on set. You could definitely tell if you're paying attention. There was a lot of stand-ins
Yep.
for Van Damme, but my assumption is when they filmed those scenes, but basically the ending fight scene, that's when the hair had just been dyed, and so it was fresh and good.
Mhm.
And then, like by the beginning of the movie, when it was not so good, and maybe in the middle when it was not so good, was toward the end of it. And Van Damme, because he was all coked to high hell, was like, I don't need new hair, dude. Like, just do what I got. Like, I don't. He just wasn't cooperating. Like he probably should.
Which is not a shocker. They also had to create a bunch of additional scenes because Van Damme wasn't showing up to when they needed to. So they recorded mainly extra fight scenes and stuff. That's why there's like these like random action scenes and stuff that happened.
Which, you know what though, the action scenes were actually good. Like
They're
hold up.
fucking solid.
Yeah.
It's a good movie. Now, I will say this, go back and rewatch this movie through the lens of this was actually supposed to be a G.I. Joe movie, because the script was kind of actually written to be a G.I. Joe movie.
If it's that, like 100%, I agree with you. This would make a good, not a great, G.I. Joe movie.
It would have been a perfect 90s G.I. Joe movie.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you literally could, realistically speaking, you could change all of the names. Like you change Bison to Cobra, you change Guile to Duke. Like it all transfers over.
I mean, the only issue is you don't have a redhead for Scarlet, so Cammy can't be Scarlet, but
Cammy could be CoverGirl though.
Cammy could be CoverGirl. Yeah.
I mean, CoverGirl gets more coverage nowadays than Scarlet for the most part.
That's fair.
Sad.
They've been trying to write Scarlet out. It's weird. I don't know why, but they've been trying to like slowly write
I
Scarlet
think they
out.
were trying to get the other, because there's so many G.I. Joe characters. I think they're trying to get those other ones.
What's going to happen is they're going to bring Scarlet back. Okay? And hear me out, and I have a reason for this. She's going to be African American.
Okay. And?
Huh? No. Just there's this joke where they're trying to replace all the redheads with African Americans.
They're going to Little Mermaid her? Is that what you're saying?
Well,
yeah,
so
okay.
there's like Little Mermaid, there's Starfire, there's shit. There was
When
like
did they replace? In Titans, the show,
which ended not too long ago and wasn't terrible. Season 4 was actually good. Too bad
I think I got like 2 seasons into it. And I really liked it.
Jimmy Olsen.
Yeah, they made him bald.
Shit, I can't remember. There's one other one, but they're naming all these different characters that they've been replacing, and I'm like, you know what? It's actually a real trend, and it's fucking hilarious. It's a little sad, but
well, if you got to pick one, I guess it's the redheads. So I hope people don't.
No, you get rid of the blondes instead of the redheads. Come on, man.
Listen, I don't disagree with that, but I'm Hollywood.
All
right, so where do you want to start with this fantastic masterpiece of a dumpster fire?
Ron, you got something?
So Ryu and Ken, I hate throughout this whole movie.
To be fair, I hate Ryu and Ken in the game too. So
Okay, yeah, no, yeah, you're right, but but more so like this. I don't know what the hell it was supposed to be.
They were not arms dealers; they were scammers.
They were hustlers,
Arms dealers.
baby.
They were hustlers. There we go.
They were con men. But like, regardless, like they were. Yeah, it was dumb.
Those two characters, and I don't know a ton about the games, like I said, but I know that those two characters have like a long-standing rivalry in the games, right?
So yeah, they were like trained by the same
Yes,
dude,
they do.
and then like they hate each other.
So there's Snake Eyes and what's his name?
Yeah, they're Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow. Literally, that's what they are. Yep, they're Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow.
Scorpion and Sub-Zero. Like,
yep, yeah.
Well, those two weren't trained by the same guy, but you know what I mean. Okay,
right. And Ken is the more cocky, like easygoing one, and Ryu's like he just takes it too seriously. Ken is Raphael, and Ryu is Leonardo from Ninja Turtles.
That explains the color choices.
I'll say, wouldn't that be Ken being Michelangelo instead of Raphael? Raphael was very serious.
No, he was cool but rude.
Okay, you're going that time. That's
yeah.
Zangief and his quick change the channel when the news van's getting ready to drive into their.
That's what turned me.
It's so good. The humor in this is so good.
It's on
so
fucking
clever.
point. And then we also get the good old quote. For you, the day that Bison raided your village was the most important day in your life. For me, it was a Tuesday.
Yeah.
And I mean, like everyone always talks about the Thanos quote, right? Like Scarlet Witch is like, you took everything
where he got
from
it
me.
from.
Yeah, and like he's just like, it was just a Tuesday. Sorry, just like you mean nothing to me. Now blow me, because that's literally what he was like trying to get to happen. I also like little things. Like I love that he changed into like his pajamas, which was literally just the same suit, just a different material.
With the hat on still.
Yeah, just like the same hat. Like,
I thought it was a different hat.
It was a different hat, but
it was a different hat. But still, the fact that he wears a hat.
Well, yeah.
Like it's so clever. It's so well written, and it's so stupid. But I had more fun with this than I have like the majority of movies that we watch.
And that's fair.
I mean, that's fair, because this was a lot of fun.
But again, you guys got the nostalgia factor on this.
That's the thing. I only saw it one time, and I saw it on TV.
Oh, God. Okay.
So it doesn't even count as actually seeing the real movie.
I think this is the prime example of like how a bad movie can still be very enjoyable.
Because it wasn't serious about itself.
Right. And people take it too seriously, and if you take it seriously, it's a terrible movie. If you just sit there and watch it and enjoy it for what it is, which is absurdity, it's fan-fucking-tastic.
But even at that, a lot of the dialogue, especially Van Damme's dialogue, was just trash. Like, it was just crap.
Yeah, it was not good. And you know that he thought he was selling it. You know what I mean? Like, he was like, this is going to be the greatest line ever.
This is going to be the line that everybody says. This is going to be the line that everybody says.
Nope.
This is going to be the memorable moment. And it's just like, fucking shut up, bro.
I'm pretty sure there's a ton of people going around doing the arm thing.
Oh, yeah.
Left and right. And then it's like, wait a minute. That's not good.
Fucking idiots. God, I love this movie.
Let's see here. Yeah. No, I do want to talk about the stealth boat for a minute.
Oh, it's so dumb.
It's so bad.
Didn't they steal that from McHale's Navy?
Maybe.
Let's talk about that whole fucking operation and how it doesn't make any fucking sense.
Okay.
Their whole plan is we have to sneak in because they know we're coming.
And they were so fucking loud sneaking in.
They were so loud sneaking in. So that what do they do? Oh, we're gonna take this high technology stealth boat so we could sell the toy, because that was a toy that you could buy. We're going to take the boat that can make us invisible and get past all the sensors, drive it in.
But doesn't stop the waves from, parting from the boat.
Sure. But do you know what triggered them to be like, hey, something's going on, was they were blowing up the things that were scanning the boat that wasn't even like didn't even know it was there.
Yep.
They blew that shit up for no fucking reason. This
It
is
was so that the other ones
literally-
could slip in later.
Was that the theory?
That was my theory because
That's
I laughed
dumb.
when they did the same thing
That's
too.
dumb. It didn't make any sense because they could have just
100%.
gone in and shut it down. This was like Poe Dameron level stupidity when it came to like piloting an idea, right? Like, it's like, let's come up with a really good idea and then I'm just gonna blow it up. Like, what are you, my ex? Like, what are you even thinking of doing here? Like, what is happening?
I mean, the whole thing is they've got the plan. He tells everybody the plan, and then they're all lined up to basically start the invasion.
But then the bad guy from Ace Ventura 2 shows up and he's like, "Oh, you can't take any soldiers with you."
Yeah, basically said the plan is now obsolete and you have to go. You're reassigned over here. He basically tells him you're fired for the most part, and instead of just agreeing with it, he gives this long-winded speech of like, "Hey, so you all get to go home while Bison goes and kills everybody, but hey, you get to go home. So I'm gonna leave and go take care of Bison. If you want to come with me, go right ahead." And everybody's like, "Yeah, sure."
Absolutely none of them would do because they would all be committing horrific war crimes.
Yep.
Like highly illegal things. Like, this is the stupidest thing I've ever seen.
And they're all from different countries. So it's not I understand every country has maybe a little different thought process, but you going AWOL, that's bad.
Yeah.
And any country.
Yep.
Period.
100%. And that's exactly what he did.
Yep.
Well, and then, okay, you guys remember also at this point in time where Bison was like, "Oh, I wish I could fight Guile man to man, like just how it was meant to be." And then when he finds out that he's on the boat, what does he do? Blast him out of the water.
Yep.
It's like, dude, you just literally said you wanted to fist fight this dude. Let him get their fist
fighting.
But
that's fair because he's the bad guy. Like, that's okay. Like, Bison can be that in the game. He's kind of that coward. He wants to fight everybody one-on-one, but then has all these like long range beefier attacks. Like, that's the whole joke. So like that plays in well to the character. And then does the like flying thing, right? Like, that's like the whole, they actually like incorporate his move set into the game or into the movie where he's like flying because he does like the two hands forward and flies at you thing. And it's just like, that was really smart, really cool. And the shoes look dope for the 90s.
Did they also do that with Ryu? Like at one point when he was fighting Vega, did he do like the hand thing?
The Hadouken? Yeah, kind of.
But he just hits him. Like, he does it like closed fist.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if you also watch, Ken does the uppercut.
The uppercut, yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, but
it's just really underplayed, so you can't actually tell it's what they were going for.
Which is stupid. If they shot it just a little bit better, it would have been very noticeable.
Well,
but the Hadouken punch is actually like a martial thing. Like, that is actually like a move. Yeah.
Well, I know. So this came out in '94. In 1995, we get Mortal Kombat, and that first Mortal Kombat movie, I still enjoy. I haven't watched it in a while, but I'm wondering if they.
Did you say we're watching Mortal Kombat for the show too? You guys can't see Joey's face, but like,
yeah, Joey was not impressed with that statement at all.
There's technically comic books of it, so we could, in theory, put it on the list. Yes. We'll see. Never gonna get to these movies I want to get to, but whatever.
Gee, I wonder what that's like.
Yeah, because I wonder why. Because you guys watch Red Sonja. Check the archives.
I forget what I was gonna say. Oh, no, maybe they watched because a lot of the fight scenes in Mortal Kombat were.
I remember what else I saw Cammy in. Yeah. Sorry, completely off subject, but I just remember she was in Biodome. She was the short little hot redheaded scientist.
Seriously?
100%.
Huh?
I don't think it is that with Biodome. Pauly Shore. Yeah, I've never seen that.
And one of the Baldwins.
A comic book based off of it. Can we watch it?
Steven. God, no.
I'm gonna look it up real quick.
Encino Man. Is that based off a comic book?
Encino Man was a great movie. All right.
Yeah.
I do want to. I laughed when Honda and Zangief were fighting, and they're going through the city that,
like the model city of Bison. Yeah.
And then the Japanese officers
Kaiju
are watching
noises.
it on the screen.
Yeah.
And there's some kaiju noises when they're
It's so
Right.
clever. It's so dumb and horrible. Like,
both like
but
look
it's
at each
so
other like,
good.
like what? It was,
Oh,
Dude,
it's
and
so
then they ripped
funny.
that off in Hot Fuzz also.
that's fair. That's fair.
Did they make a Shaun of the Dead comic book?
Stop it?
Actually, yeah, they did.
Stop it.
Yes.
I gotta readjust this list apparently.
Yeah, actually, can we take some of the horrible ones off and put on good ones, or like what are we doing here?
We've got some good ones on there. It's just we have to get through the horrible ones first. I'm readjusting the list. Okay,
Look, hey,
we'll
in
pull
Joey's
some
defense,
good ones
though,
forward, and maybe I'll hold some bad ones for later.
Yeah, we'll see.
in Joey's defense, though, I like the bad ones because then I can just get on here and shit on them the whole time.
True, that's true. I don't.
And
I don't.
people
disagree
love
with
to hear
that.
us shit on things.
Yeah, all 4 people. 3 of them
Hey,
are
there's
currently
like
sitting
tens
here.
of people, okay? Or maybe it's 10 people. I don't know. But
I
regardless,
I bet you they wouldn't.
That's
I bet
some
you
good
they
numbers.
wouldn't follow me on Instagram and or TikTok. That's for sure.
I don't know. What is your
Prove it to me.
Instagram
Prove it to
and
me.
or TikTok?
I'll listen. They gotta listen to the end of the show.
Okay.
look, if we get 10 extra people following Big Chuck,
I will believe that we have 10 extra people.
he
Well,
not
I'll
only
do a
will he believe
giveaway.
that 10 people listen to the show, but he will also draw a penis on his face for the next time he's on camera.
Wow. Will I do that? You know what? Sure. If 10 listeners of this program will follow me on Instagram or TikTok, I will draw a penis on my face and I will have it on camera and we'll put it up on the Patreon over at patreon.com/professional casual.
That's more work for me. I don't want to do that.
Joey, I need you to do me something because I don't copy any of this. I need that clip right there, and you need to send it to me because I'm plastering it everywhere I can find.
I could probably pull that and isolate that 10 seconds of clip and send it to you.
Perfect.
do that.
That's all I need,
Blast
man.
it all over Discord.
Yeah, I was saying all I have to do is put it in one Discord channel, and we're gonna get hit.
Yep.
Like,
It's true.
Okay. What number? Okay.
of course, I might riot and put it in all the Discord channels.
You know what the shitty part? You know what the problem is? I don't have anything that isn't a permanent marker, so.
Wait, what's the problem? I missed the part where it was a problem.
Because I have a job that would not appreciate me having a penis on my face.
Oh no! So rubbing alcohol will actually take it right off.
Yeah, I don't want to use rubbing alcohol on my face either, because then it stings, it hurts.
All right, hear me out. Okay,
Burns.
put a piece of tape on your cheek.
No,
Draw
too much work. No, too much work. No, it's got to be permanent. That's what you said. It's got to be on my face.
He never said permanent. Permanent was never
Listen, I heard what I heard was Charlie needs to use a permanent marker that will not come off if he uses rubbing alcohol. If he can get 10 extra followers from this show, and he will draw a penis on his face. That's what I heard. And during Pride, nonetheless, Ron. How dare you?
Yeah, but
Wait, are you telling me you don't want a dick on your face during Pride?
Well, you know.
When people are hearing this, Pride is over.
Dead time of recording. You know what the funny part is we always say that we can't stay on track because of how horrible the movie was, but I like this movie, and I'm starting to think it's just us. I think we're the problem. Like,
you know, yeah,
Maybe?
that's not incorrect.
Maybe.
yeah.
I can't remember who says it, but somebody during the movie is talking to Sagat, and he's like, "I guess you didn't see that, did you?" And I want to say it was Bison.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was Bison.
Which apparently that was an ad lib. Raoul ad lib that
good.
line.
Yeah,
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Again, Bison was the best thing about this movie. So I mean,
Bison-
I don't know.
He's so
Zangief was
good.
up there for me.
No, Zangief was second best, but Bison was definitely the best.
Okay. Going back to when Guile is addressing the army, and when he says, "Hey, I'm gonna go do this," and they're all like, "Yeah," and they all start running every which way. Like that's a really poorly organized army, right? Like,
yeah, but it's being led by Jean-Claude Van Damme. What did you expect to happen?
It's being run by coked up Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah,
that's fair too.
Like the thing, like they are there to be the distraction. That's what they're there for. And then he forgot his own plan. That's 100% what happened.
Can we also talk about how broke Bison is?
Right?
He had no money in his account at all. Like,
Yeah.
I have more money than Bison did, and I'm not even running a country, man. No wonder why he
that's
needed
not
that.
true. He had a lot of bison bucks.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about the Bison
Which was
bucks.
$5 to every German ruple.
No, it was going to be
German money?
five. It was 5 to $1 bison dollar.
Okay.
Yeah,
which is what-
$5 to $1 Bison dollar.
Right, which is what the Queen's Bank of something was going to do upon the ransom being paid to him, or something stupid like that. I like how this is a 90s movie in the sense of like I'm taking something, insert whatever thing, hostage, and the world has to pay me money. That never happens.
$1 million. Oh,
like that never happens. That's not a real thing. Nobody has ever taken another thing. Like one country has never taken another country hostage and told the world that they have to pay them to release it.
Russia tried that with Ukraine, didn't they?
Not money.
Technically trying it with Ukraine.
They aren't doing it for the money. They're trying to do it for the land.
They're doing it for clout. Let's not.
Yeah,
Church
that's
it
true.
up.
Listen, they got to get their Instagram numbers up. You know what I mean? Maybe 10 people.
If they get 100 likes, they'll stop the war.
Yep, 100%.
Can we also talk about during the big Bison Guile fight, right? He's literally flying from like 30 feet away. And Guile's just like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Oh, and then he gets hit like 4 fucking times.
Yeah, but then he realizes what to do.
He can't move left to right. He can only move forwards and backwards. Yeah. Duh, it's a video game.
That actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, duh.
You can still block that attack, though.
Duck it.
No, ducking didn't.
No, you don't duck it. You throw an uppercut right before it hits you, and it'll stop his attack, and you hit him.
I don't think it did. I don't think once. Could you in Street Fighter 2? Maybe it was in Turbo then. They like changed it to
Turbo because Turbo was the version that we had.
All right, so I think it was maybe it was in Turbo that they changed it because originally when Bison starts to fly, he like you can't block it, or you can only block it, you can't counter it. Originally in the and maybe it was in 2 they finally changed it where you could uppercut it because Blanca was the same way. It does
the electric attack.
Speaking of Blanca,
not the electric, but the flying like wheel thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
same thing. Blanca looks awful in this movie.
Yeah,
like,
totally terrible.
Absolute garbage.
Why didn't they get a bigger dude to play his part?
Like
not like a bigger dude, but like a buffer dude.
You know what's funny? According to the trivia, the actor that they got to play Blanca before he changed into what Blanca's supposed to be, didn't know that they were going to be getting somebody else for that scene, those scenes. So he had to sit through makeup for like 3 or 4 hours a day, and then he wasn't even filmed with no scenes.
Dude, I'd have been so pissed if I was him.
Oh, he was. But yeah, no, like it made no sense that he is watching all of these aggressive things that's making him, and along with like a DNA mutagen or whatever, is making his skin glow or become green and his hair grow out longer and become orange. I guess that's
Joe, you just don't understand how science works, okay?
I don't.
Yeah, you're telling me that a yoga instructor wouldn't have any idea how mutagens work, Joey? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Yeah, come on, Joey.
That guy was a doctor. He wasn't a yoga instructor.
In the game, he's yoga.
In the movie, he was a doctor.
Maybe he was both. We don't know what he did in his off time.
That's true. I mean, he was trapped there forever. Yeah.
He might not even have been a doctor, or he might have been a doctor in yoga, and they just had him like,
He played the doctor on TV that Bison saw. It's like, yeah, that's a good doctor. I'm gonna get him.
Maybe it's like
that tracks.
Maybe it's like a reverse situation. Like doctors from India come to the United States all the time. Maybe a yoga instructor from America goes to a Bison's place to be a doctor. Like they just switch it.
I can see.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I also think DJ, I think was Bison's like kind of like right hand man there.
Yeah, his tech dude.
Yeah, he's not. He was we got a character made for the movie. He's not in the game at all.
Okay,
which is why he doesn't fight.
Right, which is why he doesn't do anything.
Can we also talk about how disappointing it was that nobody died?
I mean, I've got a couple question marks at the end because they didn't actually escape the blowing up the mountain volcano base thing that was getting blown up. But they technically, I mean,
Did we see a body?
right there, exactly. So
Even so, Joey, what's the rule?
There's only
One
one.
kill.
you guys say goes?
It's one kill.
Hey, look, he's learning.
He is actually, that is true. It's one kill though. The blowing up of that base was one kill.
Oh, so 3 potential deaths, only one.
Yep. Only one potential death.
Okay.
They all had to sell toys. Like they can't have killing in this.
I mean,
All
they have
right?
a lot of killing.
Despite
That's the other thing, though. Like, there was 4 or 5 people that died up until the final battle, and then there's just like all hands on deck, kill everybody.
Well, yeah. Despite what Batman will tell you, you can't kill in a movie made to sell toys. You
Yeah,
know
but
what I
Batman
mean?
doesn't need to kill to sell toys. He kills in the box office.
Batman doesn't kill.
Yeah, Batman just
We watched 4 movies that
egregiously
say
hurts
otherwise,
people.
sir.
If
They just get really tired from fighting me, and they go to sleep.
exactly.
Mm-hmm. Did you guys know there's a
die because of injuries after 24 hours? It doesn't count. That's what it says in the Bible, Joey. Okay, so that's Batman's theory.
I knew Batman
was a Christian.
Conservative Christian.
Yeah. Did you guys know there was an end credit scene?
No, I did not know that there was an end credit scene.
Yes.
It was not in the Amazon.
It was.
Really? Because I flipped all the way to the end.
Because I rented it off Amazon and it was.
Oh.
So it wasn't in the theatrical release. But when the home video release came out, there was a scene at the very end. And it was Bison Systems bringing him back to life.
Yep. Because they were setting up for a sequel.
Correct, which obviously never came. Then in 2009, they tried to reboot it with Kristen Kurek.
Was that the Chun-Li movie?
Yeah, Legend of Chun-Li.
Real bad.
I watched that one, and that one's definitely worse than this, but I don't remember a lot of it. So
I would say I remember watching it. I just don't remember anything I saw.
I don't even think I think I knew it was going to be bad.
Well, yeah, she was in her hype from being on Smallville, and that was the only other thing.
I think this was the first movie she did after she left Smallville.
Wasn't she in House of Wax?
No, that's
the dude from Supernatural.
No, I know. I thought she was in it too.
Was he?
Sam.
Paris Hilton was in House of Wax. Sam was in Friday the 13th.
Yeah, but Paris Hilton's not the main character. Hold on.
I'm pretty sure that Sam was in House of Wax.
I would have watched it because I was big in Supernatural at the time. But I know he was in Friday the 13th, and Dean, Jensen Ackles, was in the remake of My Bloody Valentine. And that one was...
He was also in Smallville.
He was in Smallville for one season before Supernatural.
Yep.
Yeah. Actually, that was what, season 3 or 4? I don't remember.
Oh, Chad Michael Murray. Yeah, Jared, isn't it? Jared
Padalecki?
Yeah.
Oh, he's in House of Wax?
Yeah.
Oh, very cool.
So.
He plays Wade. No, I guess she wasn't. I thought she was in House of Wax. What the hell is she in? Oh, wait, is she in Eurotrip?
No, that is Michelle Trachtenberg.
Oh, no, she is. So she's Scotty Don't Know. She's a Scotty Don't Know song.
She's
Matt Damon, bangs her in the van.
She's
Fiona.
Yeah, Fiona and me do it in my van every Sunday. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that is right. Yeah, I forgot about that.
but you're right. Like Smallville got her all these like really shitty, smaller like other roles because she was supposed to be like the next big thing.
And then
people figured out she actually couldn't really act all that.
Yeah, I think Street Fighter was supposed to be a big hit. Street Fighter: Legend of Chun-Li, and then that just kind of failed. And then I'm not saying her star dropped, but she definitely.
That was 2009.
Yeah, it really wasn't there to begin with, though. To be honest,
what else came out around that time? I feel like it just got lost.
2009. Let's see, Batman, Dark Knight might have been coming out around that time.
Did Sucker Punch come out during that time?
2008. was Iron Man. So 2009 would have been like Iron Man 2 and Hulk. And Batman Begins, I think, was 2005.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
2008 was
Dragon
Dark
Ball
Knight.
Evolution also
Oh.
came out during the time in 2009.
Ooh.
So so this was during that era where they were just like something was doing really, really well. Like Iron Man had just come out recently. Maybe Iron Man 2?
Iron Man
that
2
point?
was 09, maybe 10.
So they were just trying to greenlight anything that already had somewhat of a following to it and trying to
pretty
slap
much.
a label on it.
Correct.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You guys got anything else to bring up?
Listen, I love this movie. Go watch it. Spend the $4. It's totally worth it. It's not good, but if you just want to have like a good laugh,
It was
and enjoy
fun.
it's fun.
It was fun.
It's a fun movie. It's really, if you just go into it ready to laugh, like Joey said, it's really funny. The humor in it is very good. It's
and
very,
it holds up. A lot of it holds up.
Yeah, very tongue in cheek, and it's very good. Yeah, we can get into the superlatives. Is that the word I'm looking for? I don't know, the stuff that we do at the end.
Is that what the word is? I don't know.
Is a superlative?
Got me.
Something about a super laxative in the end. I don't know.
Oh, that's called a mud pit, actually.
Alrighty. Kill count. I got a kill count of 42, and majority of that was there in the final battle. I'm not going to count the 3 because we didn't see a body, so it's going to be 42. There you
go. So 4 bingos. We did get a bingo this time.
Mm-hmm.
Product placement, dead parents, monologue, government interference, unexplainable science, reformed bad guy hero kills, sexual innuendos, misogyny, animal cruelty, and we had a cameo.
Wow.
He got it.
Wow.
What was the animal cruelty?
That's what I was going to ask.
Are you kidding me? They fuck, now I don't remember, but I remember I wrote it down for an important reason.
Good.
Sure. Don't think it was.
And it was towards the end of the movie, apparently.
Animal cruelty. I don't remember them.
I got nothing.
I don't know. It was. I wrote it down, but I could be wrong.
That's fair.
I don't even remember there being animals in this movie. Was it a bird?
There was when the cook was still at the camp and waiting everybody. There was like a chicken or something, right, or a goat. Those are 2 very different animals, I know, but there was something there to indicate that
I don't remember.
Everybody was not around.
Somebody fucked the goat.
Maybe the
I've been told that if you stick its head in a fence, is like the way you fucking go. Listen, I live in upstate New York, man. There's a lot of go fucking going on around here.
What do you do?
Oh, dude, they just push it up to the edge of a mountain, see, and then it pushes back at you.
Yeah, same theory. If you put its head in a fence,
or as Carrie Conn used to say, you just get your waiter boots in, you put its back legs in there, you get your Velcro gloves, and it can't get away. So,
wow, I don't remember him saying that. But I never talked to him as much as you did.
I say you didn't work with him. I had to work with him. So,
yeah, that's how I learned about my information. Then the mild incest that happens around here. A lot of cousins banging.
Remember that wedding is all on.
You guys are really close to West Virginia, so that makes sense.
Are we?
Well,
they do say Oneonta is the West Virginia of New York, so that makes sense. Shout out to Walton.
Chuck, what you got for
just Delaware County in general? I'm sorry?
Spawn Cape Continuum.
I mean, look, practical effects are dope. But the actual CG, real bad. That boat was real bad. I'm gonna give it like 46 out of 2.5 billion Spawn capes. Because the scale doesn't even really actually matter, but like it doesn't hold up. Like the CG in this doesn't hold. Practical effects I think look great. Like when Gali drives the tank into the place, into like the fighting cage. Look dope as hell. Like it looked really good. But everything else real bad.
Because I think that was actually Jean-Claude Van Damme driving a tank through a wall.
Yeah, it wasn't actually
Like,
part of the movie.
that
He
was
just
supposed to be
drove.
the
He was
scene.
just like, "Oh, I got to be on set," and actually showed up and then crashed into the wall. Yeah,
Guys, where's my car? I need to get on set.
Because when he stumbled out of that, he's just like all wide-eyed, definitely coked out. It's like,
he's coked on.
hey, you're all under arrest. Okay, dude.
He was doing coke in there while he was waiting for the scene to go.
Probably.
He probably had a driver, and he told the driver to get the fuck out of the way because he was going to do the scene himself. I do my own stunts.
That was very Arnold there.
They called me the muscle from Brussels.
All right, so on to our ranking.
Yeah.
Chuck, what you got? What you got?
Okay. So normally I'd give this like a 9.8, right?
Okay.
Because it's the movie that I wanted and all that stuff. This is a good movie. It's not a great movie. It's a fun movie. However, I do feel like I am obligated to hold myself accountable for what I have ranked things previously. Is this a Street Fighter movie? No. This is not a Street Fighter movie. It is not the thing that it needed to be. With that being said, it's still a fun, great movie. So I'm actually going to give this, if this was a G.I. Joe movie, top bar. Would almost score a perfect 10 out of 10. But I got to hold myself accountable, because otherwise, what are we even doing?
You can still do the, like, how many times do I throw nostalgia factor and give those?
Nostalgia's ranking this a lot higher than it should be. But I'm going to give this a 6.9.
Okay. Nice.
There you go. Like it's fun, it's good. Even if you like Street Fighter, like it's still fun to go watch it.
Yeah.
And just have a good time with it.
Ron?
Okay, so I thought the movie was pretty fun. I mean, sure, there's some really dumb parts in it, but there's a lot of humor in it that I enjoyed. Yeah, it was good. It was fun. It wasn't great. I'm giving it a 6.5.
Okay.
Would have gotten probably a 6.9 from me also if Cammy would have had her actual costume on. But anyways.
Wow.
No, it's actually super fair. It's a hot costume. Also,
right?
I think Cammy works for Bison in the game. Yeah, it's like she wasn't.
Really?
Yeah, she was actually a bad guy.
That's interesting.
And see, if we would have gotten a Cammy as a bad guy, she would have had her hot ass costume on.
She would have, yeah.
Very true.
It's true.
So I said that earlier. I really like the fight scenes; those hold up. A lot of the dialogue was bad, but there was a lot of good in there. A lot of good scenes, a lot of good, funny dialogue, especially Zangief. It was a really fun movie, and I really did enjoy it that way. But I am only gonna give it a 5. Like it's better than what I thought. I like going in. Like I said, I thought it was gonna be a trash movie. And
to be honest, a lot higher than I figured you would give it for somebody who doesn't have the nostalgia for it.
Yeah,
I figured you put it in the high 3s up 4s.
Well, like, and
now
I was
will
sitting about 4, and I'm like, well, this, especially talking with you guys and bringing up some stuff, it bumped it up a point. So
do you feel like dialogue is bad? Jean-Claude Van Damme dialogue specifically is very bad.
Yes.
But do you kind of, not even when built into nostalgia, but just built into like knowing how the 90s in general, do you feel like it was appropriate for the campiness that is action movies altogether? Like, I think like
it might be a tick lower.
Okay.
But then again, I'm trying to think of like the action movies that came out.
So I think of like Commando with like Arnold Schwarzenegger, full of like one-liners. Last American, apparently only think about Arnold Schwarzenegger movies. But like Last Commando, right? Even if you jump ahead in time, Demolition Man has a bunch of corny dialogue. You know what I mean? Judge Dredd had a bunch of corny dialogue.
But it's hilarious.
You were like
Talking about dialogue, Judge Dredd.
Yeah,
Judge Dredd was good. Like I remember that movie, and we're gonna get to it in the future.
I still love Demolition Man, and I quote from that shit all the fucking time.
So good. Demolition Man is so good. Is there a comic book based off that? I'd watch it again.
Dude, we should watch it even if there isn't a comic. I will fucking draw a sketch of a fucking scene out of there so we can.
Let's get to some actual comic book movies first. And then we'll get into
this man.
Anyway, so we've got a combined score of 6.13 for Street Fighter, which puts it at number 23 out of 65, so just above the halfway mark. It's a solid movie, dude. Like
it's solid. It's a good pick. It's solid. That's a good spot for it.
It's just behind The Vault of Horrors from 1973, and just above Batman Forever from 1995.
Honestly, solid place for it. That is. I like this. I like this movie better than I like Batman Forever.
It worked out. It's good.
Yeah. Oh god, such a good movie.
Man, we haven't. Just looking over our list, we've got some good movies
coming up.
No, I'm looking at the actual list of movies that we've done. Currently our top movie is Batman Beyond: Return of the Joker sitting at 8.58. That's our highest. Just behind that is Superman from 78 at 8.5. Then Meteor Man with an 8. The Transformers, the movie, at 7.88.
That's the cartoon?
Yeah. The cartoon, yeah.
Superman 2, the Donner Cut, is sitting at number 5 with a 7.87. Like, that's fairly solid for the top 5. For now. I mean, I know it's going to change.
Speaking of Batman Forever, real quick, did you hear that Kevin Smith had admitted to saying that he's seen the Schumacher cut?
Yes.
And that does exist?
Yeah.
We'll never see it, but
never say never. I never thought we were going to see a Donner Cut, and that came out 20 years later.
Yeah,
actually, it came out about 4 years after they announced that it was a thing. So, and then look at Snyder Cut of Justice League.
I knew you were going to bring that up.
Those are the two that I think of because Warner Brothers is a bunch of dicks. And they apparently like to do things their way, which is why we're getting these alternate cuts from them.
Warner Brothers is genius because you bought their movie twice.
Actually, true. Yeah, they got a lot of your money, Joey. Did you know
that? Yeah.
They own DC, and they're horrible monsters over there.
Yeah, they are. 100%.
They're just kind of ruining your favorite things about DC. Have you seen Flashpoint yet? No, it's not out yet.
Well, so it's time of recording, it's coming out this week. Time of episode dropping. Yeah, it was a great movie.
Yeah. Listen, I've heard nothing but good things about it. I was really
disappointed in it, and
although a lot of the releases for it around it have kind of ruined some of the surprises. I guess
a lot of that has happened. Not even just DC, like Marvel's had that happen.
Yeah, it's really frustrating
anymore. Yeah, the fact that I'm in a culture where I pay attention to that stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, it sucks.
Funko specifically is ruining everything, but
yeah. Well, they gotta get those toys sold.
Yeah, it's true.
But alrighty, gives us to the end of the movie, end of the episode.
Yeah, buddy.
Chuck, where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram and TikTok at Kicked Out of the Hood, No Ian Kicked. Go follow my hobby page. I'll be posting something at some point at Kicked Out of the Hobby, No Ian Kicked. And I say it every week. I'm going to start doing recipe reviews here any minute now. Just new chef reactions. You know what I mean? Over at Kicked Out of the Kitchen, No Ian Kick. You can find me on this show. That's about it.
You can also find him at 2 a.m. You can also find him in archived episodes of the Elite 8 Showdown over on
That's true.
Personal Casual Network.
True. There has been a influx of people checking out at least Facebook, get notifications that we get 12 views a week. So
nice.
Potentially we're getting more downloads. I don't know.
How the hell did Tim get 12 computers to check that?
All he does is
listen. He's a full-time streamer now. Okay, he has
that's right. That's right.
Actually, at time of recording, I will be probably. I think I'm streaming with him again. We're going to be playing Star Wars Shatterpoint, the new miniature game from Atomic Mass Games that they're all crazy about. So I'm pretty excited about that.
Very cool.
Right on.
Ron, where can they find you at?
Right here in my basement. Also, they can find me good at this game on TikTok, on Instagram, Twitter, probably. And yeah, right here on our very own show.
You guys, speaking of the show, you guys can find the show on Twitter at Comic Rundown, on Instagram, Comic Book Rundown. You can email us, comicbookrundown@gmail.com. Rate and review us on your podcasting app of choice. Eventually, we'll get that Spotify thing figured out. I don't know what's going on with it. But if you do rate
You
us,
should delete it and then just re-upload everything. Duh.
I tried to delete it through the Captivate and it won't let me. So I don't know what's going on with that.
It's probably a Tim thing, but Tim, listen, he's a full-time streamer now. Okay, he doesn't have time for this. You know what I mean?
If you guys do rate and review us, let us know. We'll read it on an upcoming episode. We've got merch over at Redbubble and TeePublic, and our song was done by Cam, who is now
formerly
a doctor. He might be a doctor. He's probably not a doctor yet.
No, I think he's still got some time before he's a doctor.
Nah, we'll still call him doctor.
Film doctor.
Film Dr. Cam.
Formerly one half the Sex Turtles and formerly Wreckman Podcast.
Do you really have to still plug them? I mean,
I don't have to, but you know,
they're dead. They're never coming back.
One of those things where that's why we say formally. I was asked when I commissioned these songs from Joe and Cam, like, hey, how much do you want for this? Like, just mention we made this on the show. Okay.
That's the payment that you owe.
So I do it.
Yeah. Sting the wrestler had to pay Sting the artist $1 a year to use his name.
Damn.
So same concept. Yeah.
Okay.
So
our next movie. You want to stick with the Street Fighter theme? Because we're
gonna watch the animated series,
Street Fighter 2 from 1994.
Actually, not a terrible idea because it would be fun to actually contrast. Street Fighter 2, the animated movie, is widely renowned, one of the best animated anime movies of all time.
That's what I've heard. I've heard that as well. So it's currently on
you don't
Amazon
have
Prime.
you don't have to be a fan of Street Fighter to love it. That's what I've been told.
So this should be interesting. Yeah, we're gonna go watch.
So is it free on Amazon Prime or is it another $4?
It's free on Amazon Prime. If you've got Prime, you can watch it.
Good.
You guys don't have to pay for this one.
Well, I already listen. I've learned your trick now, and every time I do ordering from Amazon, I just give myself no credits.
Because most of the time, do you need it right away? If you need it right away, sure. But if you can wait till
even
Friday,
then, it's still the same date.
Yeah.
It's maybe a day later.
So get that $1.50 credit and just add them up. I think I could have bought this movie for $15 because apparently I have no idea how much credit I have on there. But I had enough to where when I brought it up, it's like you could buy this with your promotional credit. I don't want to buy it. Although
I do have to make an amendment to my original statement. I only like you 87 cents more because that's how I had to pay to rent this movie with all my digital credit. So
that's fine. That's fair. That's fair. Hopefully next few will be on a streaming service you don't have to worry about, but we'll see. We will see.
All right. Sweet. I'm excited.
All right. So thank you all for listening, and we will catch you next time.
Thanks for Rundown Reviews. That was me doing Cam doing the theme song.